you think we are still, or do you think we're still in that illusion of freedom, or still chasing it?
I believe that first of all, we are in the illusion of freedom because we don't really understand what it means to be free. And if you don't really understand what it means to be free, you can only operate with an illusion. Let me be specific. If you believe that freedom is the ability to be able to buy what you want to buy, that's an illusion that freedom is in a material possession outside of yourself. If you believe that freedom is the ability to be able to be in the White House of the United States or the Congress of the United States, or to be able to vote in Mississippi, then that is an illusion of freedom because it represents a misunderstanding of what freedom is really all about. Now, let me be very clear that you can't get back to the essence until you deal with the obstacles to the essence. And many of our experiences over the last 400 years have been systematic ways of distorting our appreciation for what the essence really was all about. I'm sure we had great-great-great-great-grandparents who somehow believed that if they could just get in the big house and not have to work in those cotton fields every day, that would be free. If they could just put on Mazza's outfit and put on a Mrs. dress and look just like Mrs. and walk around, for instance, on the plantation, that would be free. That was our concept. It was based upon our circumstances. Even there were some people who believed that if somehow we could just simply get away from this plantation to a bigger plantation, that would be free. So the idea is that our circumstances dictated our understanding of what freedom was really all about. And we almost had to get to the plantation to find out, get to the big house on the plantation to discover that the plantation house, the big house, did not give you freedom. But it in fact became a step in the process of trying to get back to the essence. And I believe that we are still operating with a lot of those misdefinitions because we have not been able to effectively escape from the oppressive mental ideas, the oppressive, what I call the chains on our minds, that really make us somehow see freedom as something outside of access to our own abilities to define our reality for ourselves. So, for example, so much of what we have done and continue to do is to somehow assume that if we can just get acceptance by people who used to oppress us, if we can be like the Europeans and sit where the Europeans go, and if we can go to their schools, and if we could go to their libraries, even if we could sit at their lunch counters, if we could go to their bathrooms, as Malcolm used to say, if we could go where they went to go to the bathroom, that would be freedom. And people gave their lives for that objective, and I make no mockery of that, because given where we were, that was the best that we had to go on. We were trying to approximate the definition of freedom, given the realities of our oppression and the realities of our captivity, and given how captured we were and how oppressed we were and how robbed of our ability to know who we were, to really grasp who we really were as human beings. That was the very best that we could do. So I believe then that many of our people, many of us, I'm still struggling every day myself And I'm over 60 years old. I've been working with this stuff of trying to break the chains of psychological slavery for almost 40 years. And every day I'm still trying to understand how to really get free in a way that I'm not buying someone else's definition of freedom, and in fact going to the universal definitions of freedom, which has to do with the freedom of the spirit, the freedom of the soul, the freedom to somehow be able to reconnect with the divine force from which I and all of us have originated.
Mm.